All right. What's going on? What's going on? Who want to go first, man? We doing. I'm underwriting any deal you put in front of me on the spot. We're gonna dissect it. We're gonna go through it like a fine-tooth comb. If it's a good deal, why it's a good deal. If it's not a good deal, why it's not a good deal. So, without further ado, B, you want to go first with that Kanye's property?
Yeah. Address is 1002 Huff Street, Southwest.
All right,
Kanye, Georgia.
1002. You take
Huff
that
Street,
right?
Yeah, HUFF Street, Southwest.
1002 Huff Street. I'm finna share my screen so y'all can see my screen and see what I'm doing. Okay. All right, 1002 Huff Street. Kanye's. We'll put in the FMLS. So the first thing that I'm gonna do when I'm underwriting a deal is I'm gonna type it in and see if it come up on Zillow, Truly, or Redfin, or anything like that.
Okay.
Then at the same time, I'm gonna pull it up on the MLS. If you're not an agent, you may not have access to the MLS, but you can use PropStream, and or you can get somebody with access to the MLS to help you out. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Yeah.
Let's see. So I pulled it up on Redfin. There you go, right there. And now I'm gonna do an area search right here and go out a quarter of a mile. So I'm gonna see what everything that's selling in this area within a quarter of a mile. So 1002 Huff Street should populate. There you go. Boom. So it's automatically set to 0.25. So now I'm going down to see the active and the closed. The closed is the comps. The only reason why I want to see the active is just to see what people are trying to sell them for over there. So I put the closed. three matches came up. So you said the ARV is 170?
Yeah, 170 to 185. That's a low end of it, I think, depending on what you do to it.
What's the buy-in?
78,000.
78,000 buy-in, 170 ARV. So you got a $92,000 spread on paper. So what the repairs are looking like? Have they showed you any pictures? This is right here.
Yeah, that's it right there. It's got a couple pictures on it. It don't look bad in inside. I haven't went and seen it, physically yet, but it don't look bad from the pictures.
Yeah. Okay. New kitchen, new cabinets, new countertops.
Yeah.
New flooring, new trim. So, and also too, when I'm going through the pictures, I'm analyzing. I'm getting a picture in my mind of the rehab. New bathrooms. New flooring. New water heater. That water heater's cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Look like a solid brick house, but you still got to walk through it to make sure the foundation's straight. You can't, you can't tell if the foundation's good or not unless you walk on it. So, but this don't look bad at all. I mean, from the surface of it.
All right.
So let's see what the comps are. All right, so they selling that for 78, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,800 square feet. The main things you want to look at is bed and bath. That's a 4.2. Then the square footage. That's 1,821 square feet. The year was built, 1960. And let me see. Don't have a basement. And that's where a lot of people mess up their numbers, right? You want to make sure it's on the slab or a basement, because a basement could add more value.
Oh, yeah.
So okay.
I guess.
This one sold for 40,000, and they selling that one for 78. And then this one sold for 32,000. Let's see how long this has been on the market. This has been on the market 65 days. So for me, when I see that it's been on the market over 2 months, it's overpriced because in this market, you got people like you got investors is looking for deals. They foaming at the mouth for deals. They can't find deals. And
Mm-hmm.
if a property like this with that profit margin is sitting on the market, it may be overpriced. And these two properties right here kind of support what I'm saying because, well, this is a 2-1. Well, that's a little off. Let me see. This one 32,000. I mean, you can get a discount on this because it's been sitting on the market for 2 months. Let me see.
How low you think you can get it for? About 50?
I mean, that'll be a good starting point. I'm looking at the pictures. I'm estimating this rehab gonna be about at least 50,000. Let's say 50 to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
So $50,000 rehab. You got a 42. That take your $92,000 spread to 42,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and you got to pay a realtor at 170. You're gonna pay a realtor about $5,800. Let's say 6,000. So you going from 6,000. I mean, you're going from 42,000 to 36,000 profit margin. You got to factor in that they may ask for closing costs. Let's say you got to pay closing costs. Let's say that's another 4,000. That take the profit margin down to 32,000. Let's not forget holding costs. Like these just real numbers,
It's
So
profit drop quick, don't it?
yeah, because a lot of people don't factor in all that. They get surprised at closing, and it's a lot of people who starting flipping new that have to bring money to closing just to get out the deal. You know what I'm saying? Because you got
Yeah.
to make sure you factor in every element because all these
Mm-hmm.
elements are true. It's gonna take 40,000, 50,000 to renovate it. Now that took the spread down to that's if you can get 170. I had
Yeah.
according to these comps, nothing has sold for 170 over there, right?
Yeah.
These are all like investment properties. So what I'm gonna do now is go back to my criteria. I'm gonna go out a half a mile to see if I can even find a comp. Because if I can't find a comp for 170, I'm wondering how did that wholesaler get that comp for 170?
Yeah.
Okay, here's 189, but it hadn't sold yet. It doesn't mean anything if it ain't sold yet.
Mm-hmm.
So this one right here is for 189. Let's see what type of work they did to it. Let's see. Look like a class B, class B, class B flip. Kitchen look nice. Cheaped out on the
Mm-hmm.
refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? It's a apartment refrigerator.
Yeah.
Let's see. See, like all this, every time I'm looking at a house, I'm real vigilant. Like that's what I'm saying. It's a class B minus flip because they skimped out on the windows.
Mm-hmm.
The floors look nice. I mean, and nothing wrong with doing a class B flip. It's just it depends on the area. Looking
Yeah.
at the house across the street, like I'm looking at everything. That house across the street is an older house too. So this may be what the area calls for,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But as far as a $170,000 comp, I'm not seeing it. So what I'm gonna do again is I went out a half a mile. Now I'm gonna go out a full mile. Just see if anything within a mile is selling. Typically, you can find it within a quarter of a mile within the same subdivision.
Yeah.
So 180, 190. These are all actives. This is closed. Okay. All right. Remington subdivision. What subdivision is this in? Rock. This is in city. Okay. Anybody got any questions so far on the numbers I came up with so far? Okay. So this one sold for 219. It's within the mile radius. It has more square footage. Got about 1,000 more square feet, and
Mm-hmm.
it has an extra bedroom, right?
Yeah.
Let me see.
It look good too.
Yeah, it does. So they got 219 out of this. You probably could be able to get 170. Now that I saw this comp, I feel a little better
Yeah.
about you getting 170 because they listed it for 219. They got 219, and it was only on the market 11 days. So if you do the flip right, here goes another one for 179. So yeah, you could get 170. So this is a 3-2. They don't got the square footage on here, and it's a newer house, 2007 build. Let's see what it looks like on the inside. This was sold for 180. Nice.
Well, brand new.
Yeah, nice floors, nice trim, decent kitchen. That's no granite. That's Formica. Well, shit, if they got 180 and didn't put granite in, that's real good.
Yeah.
So, so basically, now that I saw these two comps, let me see if I can find another one. This one, 165. This one is a 3-2 with 1,500 square feet, and it's sold for 165. Yeah, you can get 170 out there for sure.
Easily.
Now, based on this, once you go out there and actually walk the property, look at the neighborhood, see what that street is looking like. Because the thing about it, and it may be like this in other cities too, in Atlanta, different streets got different values. Like it's different from a lot of other places. Like if you're on one side of the street, your value may be way different than if you're on the other side of the street. But now that I went out 1 mile and I'm seeing comps in the 165, this is another one for 165. 3-2, 1,600 square feet. And the subject property will be a 4-2, 1,800 square feet renovated. So yeah, you'll be able to get 170. But the thing about it is, so now let's go back over the numbers, right? $78,000 purchase price. I'm doing the math right here. And then you add a $50,000 rehab to that. So you all in at 128. You got to pay a realtor $6,000. 128 plus 6,000 plus closing costs. Let's say you pay 4,000 in closing costs. It's always good to overshoot it in the beginning and be surprised in a good way in the back end and the other way around. Let's see. So you went from, that's 170. So yeah, that's 32,000. So now you got to ask yourself, is me making 32,000
worth it
over a course of 3 months worth it?
Yeah.
That's if everything go right. You know what I'm saying? You may can get now I did the budget at 50,000, but it could be 45, 40,000. It could be 55. I think 50 is a good gauge, you know what I'm saying, for that type of house. Especially if you want to get top dollar for it based on what we saw, because the ones that are getting 200 and 170, you know, they kind of went through it pretty decent. So I mean, that's gonna be $10,000 a month. And then also too, what you gotta factor in, if you're getting hard money, you're gonna have holding costs.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to pay the hard money lender, so it really ain't 32 no more. So now you're gonna have to pay the hard money lender. Let's say for even numbers, it's $1,000. I never had to pay. I've never paid less than 1,300, but I'm just gonna say 1,000 just for simple numbers, right? So you pay $1,000 a month. Let's say you keep it for 3 months, 2-month rehab, 1 month to close on the market. So you at 29,000 profit margin, and then you got another part of your holding cost is utilities. Let's say that's another 1,000 added up. So then you had 28,000. So you probably making 9,800 a month once this flip completes. That ain't bad, really, especially for this to be your first flip. You get your feet wet and you get some money in your pocket. So depending on how I look when you go there, you know, make sure you take a contractor there with you. You know, I probably would do it, especially if it's the first one. You're gonna make 30 on it, and you know, well, you know,
sounds good.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go try to see it this weekend, Saturday probably.
Yeah, so that's that one, man.
Can you
That's
show the subject property again, please?
Say that again.
Can you show the subject property again?
Okay, this is the subject property right here. This one right here, 1,002 Huff Road. I'm looking at it now. You're gonna need a new roof. Let's see. We'll get that rim off there. Some landscaping. Yeah, new sheetrock. I will put new windows in there. Some people don't like to put new windows in there. I didn't put new windows in my last flip, but that's because of that area. You know, like I said, when you go out there and look at the property, just see what type of area it is. You know, let's see. Yeah, it probably won't even be 50. It's only 1,800 square feet.
Yeah, new windows and all that should be under like 40, huh? 45 maybe.
With new windows and all, you should be right under that $50,000 mark. But it's always good to overshoot it.
Oh yeah.
And you know.
I got you.
Yeah. So that's that one. Anybody got any questions on this one? Anybody got another one for me?
I got one you can look at.
Okay.
Hold on, I just got to pull it back up here.
And on top of that, too, you could while you looking for that, let me say something back to B. They ask $78,000. The cheaper you can get the price, the better deal is gonna be for you.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So
shoot them low, right?
Oh yeah, I mean the worst they can do is say no, then you can come correct the second time.
Yep.
As long as it ain't nobody like me on the other end, somebody come with me with low ball, I won't even respond.
Oh yeah.
But you know that's how you should do it though. Come in at about 52.
Yeah, I got you.
End up at about 60. That'll be a good deal.
Okay, Shad, I have it.
All right, I'm ready.
It's 278 Andrew Hairston, which is Hairston Place, Northwest.
Okay. 278 Harrison Place. All right, so now we got it up on Zillow.
Andrew Hairston Place, right? That's what you pulled up.
Yeah. 278 Andrew. I'm gonna type it in on FMLS too. 278. All right, like I said, I'm gonna say the same thing again, and then Andrew Harrison. All right, there you go. So I'm gonna click on the actives and the close. What you're looking for is the close, but you know I want to see the active too to see if the market is changing over there. All right, so we got this one. They going for 275. So tell me about that one you got.
Okay, so they're asking 107 for it. ARV 285. It's 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1455 square feet.
So 4.2, 1455. Is this a duplex or something?
No, this is a single family.
All right, so they want 107. The ARV is 285. Did they give you a rehab quote?
Nope.
Do we have pictures?
Let me see. Did they send me pictures of this one? I feel like I have the pictures somewhere, but I gotta find the link.
Okay, so
I'm guessing it needs a lot of work though, if that's what they're asking.
yeah, it does. This is it right here. So when I don't have pictures, it's always something you can do. I'm gonna walk down the street. I'm gonna go to Google Earth, and I think this is it right here. Yeah,
I think so. But I know I have pictures somewhere. I gotta find the link to it.
Okay. All right, you got a pretty decent house next door to it. We got another abandoned house right here. Let me see. Got another abandoned house. Do you know anything about the area? Okay, this is a flip. So this is 262. All right, this is 262, Andrew Harrison. Let me see. Let me see. Is that 262 or 272? That's 262. Let me see what the comps are looking like over here. Because that had to be a recent sale. So I'm trying to see what that house sold for that's renovated a couple houses down from it. And if I can't find it on this list, I'll go to Zillow and find it. You know, you can find a lot by just walking down the street on the Google Earth. So I'm gonna type it in right here, 262 Andrew Hairston, what's it, Lane Boulevard? Andrew Harrison Place. Let's see what it sold. All right, this it right here. Price unavailable. Yeah, right. Let me see. 262. Let's see if truly you got it. Contact for estimate. Let's keep looking. 262. All right, let's go to the tax records. I'm gonna go to the tax records because I want to find out. Since we don't have any pictures on the subject property, I'm going to the tax records to find out what this renovated house sold for. For some reason, it's not in the MLS, but it'll be in the tax records. So the way to get to the tax records on the MLS, go to Realist Tax. All right, now I'm gonna type it in 262 Andrew Harrison Place. Go. All right. So they say they bought it for $10,000 in 2013. Well, let me scroll down in the tax records and I go down to the price history. Let's see. Yeah, they went through and deleted all the info. Let's see, 262. It got to be another comp, but that was recently renovated. But for some reason, there's no information about it online. So what did they get this? What did they get this ARV from? You got this from a wholesaler, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if I looked it up myself. I think I sent you this one a couple days ago, but I don't remember if I looked it up or not.
Okay, so let's just work with what we got because we can't find the value on that one. So I'm scrolling down to the close, right? And I'm just gonna base this off of and this is based on a quarter mile out. On the last one, I had to go out a mile, but every time I do a new comp on a new property, I'm starting at a quarter mile. The closer the comp is to the house, the better. So we got 230 Joseph V. Lowry, and this one is a 3-2 with 1,900 square feet. The subject property is a 4-2 with 1,400 square feet. Now this one sold for $353. They're saying the ARV is $285. And this had one less bedroom, and it has 500 more square feet. So let's see what they did with the finishes. Okay, this is a nice flip. They went all the way through it. They staged it. You know, they took a older house and made it, modern again. Based on, so let me go down to the next one. This one is $299, 861 Northwest Thurman Street. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square feet, and it sold for $300,000. So let's go and see what kind of finishes they put in this one. Another nice flip. Okay. It was on the market 29 days. And this is another thing to pay attention to, how long was these houses on the market? Because I know last time we did this, the comps, the house, they would stand on the market 100 days. You don't want to be on the market 100 days. So that means you got to bring your price point down a little bit more to get it sold quick, because the longest on the market, the longer you got for things to happen, break-ins, water leaks, like anything that you can think of. You want to be in and out. You want to do a good job on the flip, but the longer you stay on the market, the more chances are of things happening. So, and they are breaking in houses out here too. So, this is the third comp. This is a 3-2, 1,200 square feet. It sold for 280. They're saying the ARV is 285. So let's see what kind of finishes they got here. Man, and based on that house, from when we looked, so they did a good job on this flip too. This is like a little smaller house. It's like a little bungalow, 1,200 square feet. The subject property is about 1,400 square feet. It's a smaller house too. But going back to this, let me see. Go back down the street to the actual house. It's in real bad shape. Just by looking at the outside and the neglect of it, I'm thinking it's gonna need at least 80. If it was bigger, I'd say 100,000 in renovations. Like, this is, everything must go. Basically, you got to strip this down to the studs and make it a shell. You know, let me see. But once, and this is another thing too. So make sure when you're getting deals from wholesalers and stuff, make sure you're getting pictures and everything, because that's gonna help tell, how much rehab this property is gonna need. Right now, I can just eyeball it from Google Earth and say, hey, it's gonna need about 80,000, and that's being nice. Once we go inside of it, we'll be able to kind of gauge that. But it's gonna be hard to get the actual comp with missing the main variable, which is the renovations. But based on what we're working with, 107. Let's say it takes 80,000 to renovate it. So now we at 187 all in. The ARV is 285. So I'll do 285,000 minus 187. So that's 98,000, right? Sound like a good spread. But now let's factor in all our costs. So we at 98,000 at a $285,000 price point. You're gonna have to pay the realtors. That's gonna be about 8,000, 9,000. Well, that's gonna be 8,000 a piece. Well, this is if you're not a realtor. I know I'm speaking to y'all. Y'all aren't gonna pay out 3%. But if somebody's watching this and they're not a realtor, they're gonna have to pay both sides. So it's gonna be minus 16,000. That's just to sell it. Then you got holding costs. Let's say this one's gonna take you 4 months. So now that's another 5,000. So I did 98,000 minus 16,000 minus 5,000. Okay, now you at 77,000. What other variable did I leave out? I didn't leave anything out, did I? Okay, lights, utilities, things like that. Let's say that's another 2,000. So now you got to ask yourself, is me making 50,000 over the course of 4 months worth it? So what I would do next is 50,000 divided by 4. So that means I'm making $12,500 a month. Would y'all be good with making $12,500 a month? All right, cool. So that's that on that property. I'll say, like, I had to estimate $80,000 in repairs because, one, we don't have pictures. We haven't been in the property yet. I'm just looking at it from the outside, and I walk down the street and base it on the other houses in the neighborhood. That area look like it's been dilapidated. I know that house probably been sitting for years. It's gonna need brand new everything. like I said, if the house was bigger than the 1,400 square feet that it is, it'd probably be $100,000 rehab. But since it's a smaller house, I say it's gonna be like an $80,000 rehab. So those are the numbers on that one. Yeah. When can we go down there and see that property? Can we get inside?
I hope so. I mean, I hope it's not gone, but we would have to get inside like ASAP since I'm going out of town Friday.
I'm going out of town Friday too. So we'll talk about that later on. I got time for one more deal. Anybody got one more they can throw at me?
I got one for you.
All right.
All right, 1530 Mims Street.
1530 Mims.
Yeah, MIMS.
All right. Same old. I'm gonna put it in here. See what the house is going for in the area. 1530 Mims. Pop up. Closed. We got 32 results. All right. When it's that many results, I'm gonna take the active off. I only want to look at the souls because it's enough comps for me to just solely go on that. So Mosley Park. Okay, I know this area. Let me type it in here real quick. 313 Mims. Is it Mims Street?
Yeah.
Why is it not coming up? 313 Mims.
No, 1530.
Okay, 1530. My bad.
Yeah.
It's late.
You think about Detroit.
All right, 1530 Mims Street. All right, so what's the numbers on this one?
So right now it's a 3-2, and they say the square footage is 1294. But I looked at Zillow. I didn't look at it on the FMLS.
Okay.
I got the ARV numbers for it, but I don't have any lookalikes. That's what I was just looking for. But I got some ARVs around.
What's the ARV over there for this one?
So basically around it's kind of like fluctuating between like the 300,000, like 300, like 40,000 to, I mean, from 265,000 to like 340,000.
265 to 340. All right. Let's see if we can zero in on what it's really worth.
Right.
Zillow's saying it's worth 300K. So you have pictures or anything?
No.
All right. So look, this is a 3-2 with 12, let's say 1,300 square feet to make the numbers easy. 1,300 square feet. So now first thing I'm going to do, since I got so many comps, I'm going to look at the comps. So this one is a 4-3, 2,300 square feet. It got 1,000 more square feet, and this one sold for 400,000. Okay. But what I'm gonna do, I want to scroll down and see what's the most comparable to the subject property. That one is 1,000 square feet more. If I got to come back to that, I'll come back to that. And also, too, this is something that people miss. This is new construction. You don't want to compare a renovation to a new construction. So the new construction is getting 400,000. So make sure you don't overlook that, because if you compare your ARV to this ARV, but they tore the house down and built it from the ground up, it's not going to compare. So make sure y'all, that's one of the things y'all look at as well. It's a new construction versus a renovation. So I'm going down to the next one. 185 Racine. This also has, this is a 4-2, 2,200 square feet. I'm trying to zero in on one of those bungalows, like 1,300 square feet. That's going to be more comparable. This is another one, 2,600 square feet. Condition is remodeled, so it will be a comparable. So when you got so many comps, you can really just be picky. You can bypass all the stuff that's over 1,000 square feet and try to zero in on what's close to that 1,300 square feet of the subject property. Let's see if we can find one. All right, this 1,800 square feet. Let's see if we can find something closer. 2,000 square feet. This one's 1,600 square feet. See, Mosley Park is real hot. So you know, that's why I got so many comps out there. So this right here is perfect. You see why I skipped everything else? This is a 3-2 with 1,300 square feet.
Yeah.
It sold for $325. It was on the market for 3 days. When you see that it was on the market for 3 days, what's the first thing to come to y'all mind?
It's hot.
Yeah, right. So let's see what the finishes they put in there. This you can't get no closer than this. A 3-2, 1,300 square feet. Let's see. They went all the way through it. This is A+ flip. Like they didn't cut any corners. They even put the coffer ceilings in there. You know, they staged it. And just so y'all know, staging the house, man, that'll accelerate the sale. JoJo staged one of my houses, man. That shit was sitting on the market for about 3-4 months. She came and staged it, man. I think I had a contract before the movers even left. So don't try to save money and stage. What you don't want is sitting on the market. So now I can tell that this is they went all the way through this property. But this right here, this is what you want to compare it to. So what the numbers that you didn't give me was how much they want for the property, and now we got to figure out what the rehab is going to be. How much they asking for Mims? Malik.
Yeah, they asking for 300,000.
They asking for 300 as is?
Well, I mean that's what they got on Zillow, so I don't know if that's right or not.
Oh no, see, this is a pre-foreclosure.
Okay.
So this would be this is not a typical like we underwrote the last two, but I'll tell you what you need to do with this. So a pre-foreclosure basically means that hey, they got a sale date. Like if they don't catch up on their payments by the time it goes to auction, this house is gonna be on the auction block. But I know for a fact they're not gonna start the bids at 300,000. You know, I think the comps in the areas was pulling the Zestimate up because you know the Zestimate is not even really real. But for this one, they're not really asking anything. Like the owners still own this house, but I say for you to be proactive, you need to skip trace them. You need to mail them. You need to even go knock on the door and say, hey, if you need help, and you know, before you lose your house, let's exhaust all options now. I could buy it, or I could take over your payments. You know, you could take over the payments subject to, and you know, keep them from losing their house, save their credit, and you can acquire the house. You know, as long as you take over the payments, then you can you know, renovate it like that or bring it back up to code. But if they asking 300,000, I can tell you right now it ain't gonna be worth it because, you know, hell, the comps is just 315.
Right.
I mean, you see the comps right here, 315, 325. These are the bungalows in the neighborhood. You know, another 315. So you would need to get this. I mean, and just looking at this, I mean, I would have to see pictures, but I mean, it's gonna be a full rehab. You know, looking at least 60 on this one because you don't have to do a lot to the exterior because it's brick. Pressure wash the brick. You know, update the railing, all that stuff. I put new windows in there, and you're done with the outside. Then you just got to gut the inside. So let's just say for the sake of this video, they want 200,000 for it. Say the rehab is 60,000. You all in at 260K. The ARV, let's say the ARV is 325. After you pay the realtors, so you at 260K. You pay the realtors. Now you at what's that? What they gonna get at 260? At 16,000. So now you at 276K. You creeping on up there, man. The number's getting tighter and tighter. Holding costs, let's round it up to 280. And then you got to play closing costs. Then you at 285. All right, so 285 with an ARV of 325. So what you got? That's a $40,000 spread. So that's a decent deal. So with this being a pre-foreclosure, you got to get to it before the sharks get to it. You don't want to go to the steps. Now you compete with everybody. You got to get out there and be proactive and call them, text them, send them voicemails, send them mailers, and most importantly, go knock on the door. Handle your business card, let them know, hey, but I'll call them first just to see if they even in trouble. Sometimes people, they get behind just playing a game in the system. They know that, before, some people just game the system. Like they get behind 4 payments, the bank give them a court date and then they just catch everything up. So, make sure you call and figure out if they really in trouble or not.
All right. Yeah, I won't say because the house empty though.
Yeah, I mean, it could be an owner. It could be an out-of-state investor. I mean, they game the system too. Instead of paying mortgage this month, I'm going to go spend it. And when you give me a date, I'll just figure it out. That's how they do. So yeah, that's how you will handle that pre-foreclosure. But anybody got any questions on either one of these deals that I underwrote that you don't understand? I explained it pretty well. Everybody got the gist of how to underwrite a deal, how to spot a deal, what to look for, that type thing.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think I'm starting to get the hang of it a little bit.
Okay, cool. That's
Yeah, appreciate the information, man. It was good information, man. Appreciate the breakdown.
Man, for sure, man. We're gonna be doing this a lot of times, and you're more than welcome to come, chime in, bring your deals, man. Because one thing about it, when I'm teaching them, I don't mind nobody else sitting in, learning, because the more we do it, I think the better they'll get and the better, we'll get as a whole. So it's all good. Let's see. How can I stop sharing my screen?
Just in the session.
Okay.